So, you've been wanting to learn the keyboard or piano, but with all the information and conflicting evidence out there, it's very difficult to get started. Well, if that's you, then you've come to the right place. Hi and welcome to Keyboard Artist, the channel where we discuss everything relating to keyboarded musical instruments, as well as mindset and artist development. Now the video today is especially for you if you're a beginner. If you're new to keyboards and piano, you've never played before and you don't know how to go about it, then this video is especially for you. My name is Vaughan George, I'm a pianist, singer and a producer, and I've managed to make a living by being a pianist and a producer and a musician. And of course I've never had any traditional musical lessons, so that is what I want to convey in this video series, is how you too can learn how to become musically competent just with practice, perseverance and persistence. With all the information out there, it's sometimes hard to start. When I started, and when I taught myself 100 years back, we didn't have all the information today, and information is good, and I really think now is the best time to start, really, because you've got so much information. A lot of it is free. You know, you don't have to go into the library and hire a book, so everything's very interactive. The problem with all this information, of course, is the attack on the senses, and which we're going to talk about in a later video, about protecting yourself against the bombardment of information and the social media. Maybe you're thinking of teaching yourself, or should you go for piano lessons? And once again, there's no right way or wrong way. I'm going to show you a way you can teach yourself, and then once you're familiar with it, you'll go on for the lessons afterwards. Okay, now with regard to traditional piano lessons, I can't really pass comment because I never took lessons. And I've always noticed there seems to be this craze, or whatever you want to call it, where people start lessons and then they stop. I mean, think about it. If you're one of those people, maybe you started when you were 6, 7 or 8 years old, and then you stopped. Why did you stop? Or there's so many people, you'll meet them and they'll say, I started and then I went to grade 2, 3 or 4 and then I stopped and I dropped out. So that seems to be the common story here. People starting at a young age, maybe they were pushed into lessons before they were interested, maybe their parents wanted them to do it, and then they got to a certain age and they stopped. And there are many reasons why people stop lessons, but I think the main reasons I've found is boredom and frustration. There seems people get to a level where they can't progress any further. And it's very difficult when when you've got this teacher who's banging on these lessons to you, and you might be more interested in learning rock and pop, and or you want to learn basic fundamentals so that you can, you've got enough keyboard skills to become a producer. And that's really what this video series is aimed at. It's aimed at people who've never played before, and want to learn quickly. I must warn you though that there are so many, and I'm not here to say my method is better than anyone else's, but there are a lot of teachings out there, and you've got to be careful of all these fads where they say, oh, you can learn to play in 10 days. Well, what does that mean? When someone says you can learn to play the piano in 10 days, what does that mean? Does that mean you can play chopsticks or a Bach concerto? It's a very ambiguous statement. So be careful of things like that. At the end of the day, learning the piano is a skill which takes time, persistence and perseverance. And there's a lot of advice, and there's a lot of good advice and some hacks that can be implemented. But at the end of the day, there's no shortcut. People will often ask me, Vaughan, I want to learn how to play the piano, but is it too late for me? Because I'm an adult. Well, the cliched answer to that question is it's never too late. Of course it depends whether you want to make a career out of it or if you just want to have fun. However, I think that learning to play the piano or any instrument is a very good thing. There's been a lot of research done, and studies have shown that learning a musical instrument is very good for you. It not only increases your intelligence, but it's very good for your concentration, and it's been proven as well that children who learn musical instruments early on in life have a much better advantage when it comes to learning languages, because I think it just stimulates that part of the brain. It is a good thing to learn as an adult, because as an adult, if you sit down and you devote an hour to your practice every day, you will have that discipline and you will make sure that for an hour you're not distracted. Whereas with children, it's a lot harder. Also remember that with today, with music technology and everything, you don't need to be a brilliant musician. I don't sort of go for the idea where you should just let technology do everything for you, but it is good to have that foundation. So it does help you with the writing and the creative process. Okay, I'm banging on and going a bit off topic. That'll happen a lot on this channel. I want to bring you back to today's lesson, and as I say, this is a very, very foundational lesson. It's very simplistic, and please understand that this lesson is geared and aimed towards absolute beginners. So if you've been playing for a while, it might seem too simplistic, but this is really for someone who's never, ever, ever played before, doesn't understand a piano or keyboard at all, and just wants to sort of get their head around, the sort of basic look of it. So it's going to be very, very simplistic, but as I say, this is for you if you've never played. And I hope you enjoy it and get value from it, and I will see you on the other side of this tutorial. In order to get the most out of this tutorial, I do recommend the use of a metronome. Metronomes are built into many digital keyboards and pianos these days. However, if you do not have one, then follow the links below and you can download a free metronome from either the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. Okay, so remember that I said this is for absolute beginners. Now, this is how the 2-3 identification method works. Okay, so look across the keyboard, take a deep breath, sit up straight, and look at it. Now, what you'll notice is the pattern. 2-3, 2-3, 2-3, 2-3, 2-3, 2-3, 2-3. If you've never played piano before, you may or you may have not. You may have noticed that, or you may not. Don't worry. When I started, I didn't even know that. So you look at it, you see the 2-3, 2-3, 2-3, 2-3, 2-3, 2-3, 2-3. Well, what does that mean? Well, that's good news, because that means there is a system. That means there is a system which is repeated all the way across the keyboard. A system of 12 notes, and those 12 notes being the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the actual notes, and then the 5 sharps and flats in between. So essentially the whole music system is very small. It's only 12 notes. And that's quite mind-boggling when you get your head around that, if you consider how much music is out there. And I always thought, when I learnt that there were only 12 notes, and I always thought, well, how is it that we don't run out of ideas and songs? Well, there's a mathematical answer to that, and it's it's all to do with chord progressions, and a subject for another date, for another video. But coming back to our 2-3, 2-3, 2-3 method, I want you to look at the keyboard and notice that. Notice this pattern. That's good news, because that just means there is a system which is small, which is repeated. And you're going to see that now. So let's put this into practice. Now I want you to locate any of the two. Let's start at the bottom of the keyboard here. Find these 2 notes here. Then I want you to find the note which is directly to the left. So you find the 2 and you just slide down and you find that note there. Now look at it and see what it looks like. Now that is the C note, okay? Don't worry about the names at the moment. Just know that that is the C note. But not even worrying about the name, just take note, have a mental picture of what that looks like. You can see the 2 notes there, and you can see the one to the left of the 2. Now take a mental picture of that, like a snapshot, and know that that is the note C. Now move on a bit. See it again. The 2 notes there, the one right to the left. Can you see it looks the same? Move on, look at the next 2. Look at the one to the left. It looks exactly the same. So you can see, as we go along the keyboard, we've got 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. And directly to the left, the white note which is directly to the left of the 2 is the note of C. And it's the same all the way across the keyboard.
And you know what? It never changes. It's not like a guitar where you can have different tunings and, you know, different notes are at different points of the fretboard. With a piano, the C note will always be at that position, just left of these two notes. Yeah? So, you know now, whenever you see the two notes, if you go directly left, that is the note of C. Now, that fundamentally applies to everything on the keyboard, and I'll explain it further. Okay, so let's find another note using that same method. Let's find these three black notes. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. All the way. Start here. And I want you to locate the one directly to the right of the third one, which is that one. That's the note B. Let's do it again. Find the three notes. Look at the one directly to the right. Find it. Find the next three notes. Look at the one directly to the right. Find it. Find the next three notes and the next white note. You get the picture. So we've now found the B key. And so on. Let's do another one. Now I want you to look at let's go back to the two black keys. Find me the note directly in between the two black keys. And there again. Go up, find me the note in between the two black keys. And again, and again, and again, and again. With this does help you a lot, as I say. If you want to go for traditional lessons, do this first. So when you go to a traditional lessons and you sit down with a teacher, you look at the piano, you have an idea where things are. It's not completely, foreign to you. So how can we put this into practice as an exercise? Now, I want you to refer to that app that I asked you to download earlier on. As I say, you can download it onto your iPad or onto your phone. I've got it over here on my iPad. Tap. Now you can see I've got it at 100 BPM at the moment. 100 BPM is quite a good speed. If it's too fast, you can always slow it down. But let's go with 100 BPM at the moment. I do recommend practicing with a metronome. Once you progress, you can practice without it. But I mean, even some concert pianists do practice with metronomes, because what it does is it drums in that fundamental. So hit the metronome. We're at a BPM of 100. And I want you to put that exercise into practice from the lowest note of your keyboard to the highest note. Okay? Let's start with C. So, where is C? We look for the two black notes. We know that the note directly to the left of the two black notes is C. And we're going to play all the C's across the keyboard in time with the metronome. Are you ready? Here we go. And again. Okay. Now, as simplistic as what that is, as I said, this is a very good exercise, because what it does is it drums into your brain. Your brain becomes familiar with visually seeing the notes. It also becomes familiar with visually and sort of associating the notes, sort of so that your brain will know that's a C, that's a C, that's a C. And it also gets you familiar with where the note is on the keyboard. Remember that where you sit is also very important. You would usually sit directly in the middle here, with your nose just above, just above the middle C. Of course, the reason I'm sitting so far to the left is so that we can film the keyboard. So let's get back onto that exercise now. We're going to choose the notes. So we're going to choose a note on the left here. And whatever we choose, we're going to play it all the way to the top. Don't worry what the note is called. Just know whatever you choose here, you have to repeat all the way through the range of the keyboard. Okay? So let's hit the metronome. And let's start with C. And here we go. And again. Cross your arms. Let's go to F. Back to C. Let's go to A. And here we go. Go backwards. Back to C. Backwards. Okay, let's choose D. And backwards. Use a combination of alternating your hands. For instance, you'd go using your left and then bringing your right. Just randomly do it. It doesn't matter. Just get your arms familiar and comfortable with the keyboard. So go, you know, however, it doesn't matter which hand hits it. Just what is important is that you just hit the right notes. So if you start with that note, make sure, look, what's that? That's an E. So we look at the 2. We find the 1 to the right, that's E. And whatever we choose here, we go all the way to the top. So we go. And come down again. Cross your arms, do whatever you do, whether you use one arm, 2 arms, just make sure that you hit the same notes. So one more time, hit the metronome, pick a note, and go. And again. And backwards. Pick a note. Backwards. Pick a note. Backwards. Pick a note. And backwards. And pick a note. Backwards. One more time. And down again. Okay guys, so I hope that makes sense to you. Once again, it's choose, look at the notes, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. Know that it's the same all the way across. It's just the tone or the pitch that's different. So how this exercise goes is put your metronome on 100 or whatever speed is comfortable for you. Press play, pick a note, and whatever note you pick on this, between this section here, make sure you choose it. So if you choose that one, and then come back again. So practice that for a week or so, as much as you can, and really focus in on what you're doing. And in the next video, we'll sort of pick up from this and take it a few steps further.
Okay, so that completes the tutorial, the 2-3 identification method. Guys, I hope you got some value from that. As I say, it was aimed at absolute beginners. We're going to do the next video series. We're going to cover many things, but I really, just looking through the internet, I just found there was no one who, you know, sort of described it that simplistically. So I hope it made sense. Please leave your comments below if you've got any questions. I'd love to interact with you and hear what your questions are. Please subscribe. I'll be doing a video like this once every week, and I'm hoping to build this channel with very good content that will benefit you. Thank you so much for your time. If you've sat through this whole video, I think it's longer than I wanted it to be. Yeah, have a good day guys, and remember, be good to yourself and be kind to others. Have a lovely day.